we doing, everybody? I'm back with a bad video. You don't want to know why? Because this is a team talk, right? Is that what we're doing here? This is a team talk that people have been waiting for. It is your Bullet 21 XST. XST. Badass boat. Badass boat. All right. I think Bullet knocked it out of the park with this boat. I really do. I think they came up with a fishing speed style boat that they probably could have built earlier, but they waited for the timing to be perfect, and I think their timing is perfect on this boat. I think they're doing things correctly at Bullet. Had a good talk with Matt, correct? That's what I'm saying. Matt at Bullet. We had a really good talk with him. I personally talked to him. He gave me a bunch of stuff. He was one of those guys that I didn't really want to be the guy, but no one else was there, so he handled it. He handled it professionally. He handled it really good. So props to Matt at Bullet. Matt, I believe, is the guy that does the walkthroughs, correct? I think maybe on Facebook. Videos. Yeah, the Facebook videos. So let's get to the boat, should we, Jordan? Let's do some specs here. You ready? The length is 21 foot 10 inches. 21 foot 10 is a big boat. 21 foot 10 inches, 91 inches in width. Weight is 1380, 1,380 pounds. No horsepower rating. You put on whatever you want. 80 plus miles an hour with a 250. And that's tested with Merc. 80 plus miles an hour with a 250. Now, we talked to them about that. We'll get into it. The 21 XST is the same hull as the XRS, which is an updated interior and top cap. So basically, they changed some stuff inside, and on the top, they kept the hull. Bingo, right? Why mess with something that's perfect and just add perfection to perfection, which gets you a really, really good boat. I'm gonna talk about my gibberish here that I got with them. Basically, the changes that were made for the fishermen. I believe the fishermen themselves, I think probably Andy Morgan had something to say with this. Andy's a big time Bullet guy, always has been. And I think there was just a lot of input that they took, and they took it the right way, and they built the boat a little bit better for the fishermen, right down to the co-angler, giving the co some stuff too. So they extended the deck 10 inches back towards the console. So they extended the deck back 10 inches towards the console. The bow is completely redesigned. So the bow panel up front there is completely redesigned. They widened it a little bit, but like Matt was explaining to us, the wider you go, the slower you go, right? And they're built for speed. They're still trying to get to the speed level. So they had to try to keep it as narrow as they could and still accommodate for the big, the 10-inch, 12-inch units. That was one of the biggest things that they talked about. I fired that back at him. He's like, yeah, you're exactly right. When you got two of them up there or three of them, you're double, triple stacking, doing what you're doing, it makes it for a problem because our boats were so narrow in the front. So that's what they had to do, and that's a huge thing. So now you can get the rods on either side and still stand around it, or get them on one side and definitely have enough room up there. We talked about the bow panel itself. They got rid of all the switches up front, which I think is a great deal except for the trim switch, and they have a stomp switch up there for a trim switch. Perfect. You don't need anything else up there. You don't need no nav lights, don't need no live well pumps, you don't need any of that stuff in my opinion. It's perfect, it's clean, it's easy, it's trimming, and that's what we're doing. So they nailed it there. He told me about the front panel, which is reinforced. So literally the front bow panel that's up there is reinforced and built for like a gimbal to get screwed into. Or through bolted, so you can literally use it for strength. You cannot flush mount to that. It's designed for a gimbal to get screwed into. You probably don't want to put a dual bracket on there because it's not designed for that, but it is definitely built for a single, to where you can screw your gimbal in there and probably get one on the floor over the top style to get duals or triples, whatever you're gonna do. The thing about Bullet that I'm gonna say is, they don't cut corners, they don't cut edges, they build a quality boat. So if they say they're reinforcing something, they reinforced it. They built it for 80 miles an hour, hitting waves, doing what you need to do. They built it the right way. So basically for the co-angler, they always had the like holes for the rods to go in, but they added a rod ramp for the ramp, so you can lock your rods down, which was a big thing. Added USB charging ports, I think on both sides of the boat, possibly for the co and for the pro, I'm guessing, because we talked a little bit, I could be wrong, but a completely new switch panel that was integrated into the boat. And I asked him about that. I said, so are you using this kind of switch, that kind of switch? He's like, no, it's the same people that used to build our old switch panels built us this new switch panel. So the reason they stick with switches is because it's simple. And if you have a bad switch, you can swap it out. You're not dealing with keypad 1, 2, 3, 4 start, things not working, $1,250 complete computer BCM stuff. They're sticking to simple at Bullet. That's what makes a Bullet so good. They stick into what's simple. They're sticking to stuff that's always worked for them, and it's always continuously worked for them. We talked a little bit about the floor plan. The floor plan got smaller in this boat compared to the other. The other one had a huge floor plan. I mean, we say like inside, like where you're standing between consoles, stuff like that. Things started to shrink there, but they brought that deck back 10 inches, so it just got a little bit smaller. So essentially, I'm not standing there anyway. I don't care. I want a deck. That's what I want. So it's a good deal. Solid splash ball in the back. They eliminated the cup. They eliminated the bowl. They eliminated the water catcher in the back of the boat for multiple reasons. I think for number one, probably strength, stability, cleanliness. You know what I'm saying? We all know when you add turns and curves and water sits in there and sun beats on it, and your flex point is your transom at all times, even when you're going down the road, when you're on the water, no matter what you're doing, your flex point to the boat is the transom. So they were, I mean, every boat gets gel coat or clear coat cracks back there. And the way you fix that is you get rid of the turns and bends and you make it straight, square. And you're also getting stronger, I think, probably by doing that. So that's the reasoning for that. Another huge thing to the bow is they made it flat up front for a trolling motor. Anybody that knows Bullet knows before when you would mount, you would be tipping, just because they didn't have a flat spot. They changed that. They integrated the flat spot to the boat. Super huge change, super quality change there. It's just literally getting better as we talk about the boat. Same hull as the XRS, just the top cap is different, and the layout, like we said before, it's identical hull. It's just they integrated a brand new top cap to that hull. So, like I said, just making it better. We talked about speed. We talked to them about speed. 250 Merc, 80 miles an hour, 81 miles an hour, 2 people, full gas, full live wells, light tournament load. I mean, so light tackle, that type of stuff. 80 plus miles an hour. That's huge. And you know, Jordan did say, well, isn't that kind of slow? I'm like, 80's good for 21 foot 10 inches. That's a fucking aircraft carrier going down the river, going across the lake. And at 80, you're passing 95% of the field probably in BA and high tournaments. You're probably not doing that in some unsanctioned stuff where they're running 300s and doing 90 and spinning around in circles and, you know, doing all that crap. But they're definitely, it's a Bullet, you know. They got the name for a reason. Ballistic has got a name for, you know what I'm saying? They're fast. They're designed for speed. Ride-wise, I think it's still gonna have the same Bullet ride. I don't think it's gonna change because it's the same hull. I've always wondered why the seats are the way they are in a Bullet. I didn't ask Matt about that. And I didn't ask why they don't run the big high buckets or anything like that, but I really think it's literally about simplicity and things that work. So I think it just works for Bullet to be that way. So that's what they do. We talked about the lids. So there's a thing about the lids going around that people don't like about the XST. The lids literally open like this. So I'm the bow of the boat. They open this way, what people saw. So literally, ka-cha, okay? Ka-cha. They go like that. It doesn't have to be that way, people. You can order it like this. Bing, bong, bing, bong. You can order it that way. That was just something they did. And if you like the boat and you don't want it that way, you just order it the other way. And that's what Matt said. He goes, we're a custom boat company. You can order it any way you want to. We can have one go up and one go this way if you want. We can do that. And that was something that he said that I don't think people really understand. You can physically order it the way you want it. You don't have to have it like this. It can be how you want the boat. They'll build it that way because they're building to order. So, I mean, as you order, they're going to build the boat. Which is huge, I mean, if I'm buying a boat, I'm not, like I've said before, we're not buying a cookie cutter. I'm going to a Bullet, I'm going to a Ballistic, I'm going to, I don't know, the list goes on and on of independent boat builders out there. And that's where I'm going. Up front, there's no carpet in any of the decks or in any of the compartments anymore. Got rid of all the carpet in all the compartments, which is huge deal. Gets rid of the mold, the mildew, all the moisture that's held in there. Literally a wipe down style deal. Put a fan in it, whatever you want to do. All the water drains. C-deck bottom inside there, foam bottom essentially, so stuff doesn't rattle and scratch and get beat up. So that's a huge plus. That's a huge plus. All finished too. Finished gel coat, clean, smooth. Really nice. And then we started talking about the company. I did talk to him for a little bit about the company just because I wanted from people to understand what Bullet is. I asked him about Pro Staff, right? I think he named 2, right? 2 Pro Staffers. 2. They got like 3 or 4 that are out there that they just give swag to, and they're, you know, that's one of those deals. But they literally have 2 Pro Staffers. Andy Morgan's obviously one. We'll have a link to Andy's walkthrough on this boat somewhere right over here. You go ahead and click on that. He does a really good job on this boat if you want to get into it more. Definitely go there. I've met Andy Morgan 2 times, 3 times, something like that. He literally sat down and during the Red Crest, got out of his truck. I don't know if I told this story. Taj, my son, was holding a 200 class set of sheds that we had gotten off our farm. And he literally stopped in traffic, got out of his truck and walked across the road. His wife got out of the passenger seat, walked around the truck, got in it and left. That's the kind of guy he is. He literally sat and talked deer to us for, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Andy Morgan is a class act guy. I mean, when it comes to A, he's A+ in my books. He's a great guy, easy to talk to, loves hunting, loves fishing, loves life. And they're fortunate to have Andy Morgan with a Bullet bass boat. When he lost, or when Evinrude went away and he lost his Evinrude deal, the day after if I could find the text, I sent the text to my regional guy for Suzuki, and I said, you need to get Andy Morgan. Andy Morgan is an A+ guy and will represent the brand better than anybody. And they didn't do that. He went with Mercury then, and then Mercury went away. He took his Mercury off, and now he does have a Suzuki. And we did talk to them a little bit about Andy's boat. Andy is doing his tournament load mid to high 70s in that boat. So with his tournament load. So, and they've always said Andy's not about speed anymore. He's just about reliability, consistency, getting back and forth, and making sure he gets to the ramp and gets basically fishing and gets back to the ramp. So there's probably some tweaking in that there's probably some left in that motor, even a little bit left, but that's pretty impressive. That just proves that they can do high 70s if you take the time, get the right wheel, get things worked out, finding, trying, doing all the fine tuning that you need to do. But back to this boat. This 21 XST is top 5 in my book of best built bass boats today. The boat itself, and we want to go to Bullet bad, and I think they want us to come. We weren't able to talk to the CEO, the owner, but we were able to definitely talk to Matt. The thing about Bullet, and I respect them so much for this, is that they don't have more than 20 employees at Bullet. They're a small company. They're building boats, and they're building them the right way. They're making you wait for your boat. You're able to pick your boat up, and you're gonna get a quality built boat. And I think Bullet is probably, like I said, top 5 in my book right now. They're definitely a top 5 boat. It's a great company. I don't know a ton about the company, but just from the people I've talked to, the times that I've called down there, like I said, like I told them up here, we only got like 3 of them up here that I service. And anytime there's a Bullet issue, we can call down there. If it's, whether it's trim, whether it's carpeting, whether it's anything to do, even little tiny things to do with the boat, they always are just top notch, and they're always right there. So it's just really good to know that there is independent companies out there that are still pushing through and still battling. Obviously I asked them about, are your numbers down? And they said, yeah, of course. I think everybody's are. I think that's what he said. And he's right. I think everybody's numbers are down in this industry right now. We're in a tough time in this industry. We're in a tough time for sales. You're in a tough time for all that. So I don't think Bullet will ever go away. They're just too good of a company. And I think they're strong. I think they're strong internally. I think they have a strong family bond there for employees. So I think if you're definitely looking for a boat that's going to blow you away in performance and now fishability, I would say that we ended up with probably Bullet being like, you should give them a call and take a look. And never really been to the company, intend to go to the company. Hopefully they'll invite me down. I just ain't got nothing bad to say about them. I can't. I don't got nothing bad to say about the boat. I ain't got nothing bad to say about the people there. I think they stand behind what they do. We don't hear horror stories from Bullet people. We don't hear horror stories about Bullet in general. So, and we have enough people searching all the time for horror stories. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got, Jordan. Merch?
Yep.
New merch?
Yep.
New merch?
Yep.
Today.
Yep.
Get over there, take a look at it. I don't know what he did, but they're gonna be there. It's here. Is it flashing or spinning around or doing anything cool?
No, it's just there.
Somebody dude like dancing with it on?
It's just there.
It's just there. Cool. That's cool. You didn't get my bikini done?
We're really close. Making tweaks.
How do you make tweaks?
A little bit bigger logo here. Yeah.
Got you. Perfect. Make sure everything's good on picture day. I understand what you're doing. Cool. That's what I got for you. Bullet, A+. I appreciate you. Matt, awesome. Knocked it out of the park. Way to go. Send him a, I don't know if he likes chocolates or something, but somebody at that company should definitely thank Matt for doing what he did. He took a time out of his day to sit down and talk to us, and can't appreciate him more. Can't thank him enough for doing what he did there. Bullet, you guys are top notch. Go check out Bullet Boats. I'm sure there's a link somewhere in here. You can go click on, do what you want to do. Make sure you check out Andy Morgan's video. Make sure you check out our merch. Andy Morgan, if you are listening, you are a A+ dude, and I appreciate you, and the industry should appreciate you for who you are. And I hope they do. That's what I got. So as always, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell to witness the madness that I hope everybody at Bullet is now saying. Speed, money, no brakes. I'm out. See ya!